UFC Light Heavyweight Contender. Oh, instead of champ. Jon, it's Tiki and Tierney. Been a while. How are you, man? What's going on?
Well, I'm definitely still the champ, my friend. So, contender thing.
That's the mentality you have to
I can't
have.
full-time contender.
Uh-huh. You know,
Yes.
we got a lot of things.
Full-time contender.
Well, first of all, how you feeling, man?
Yeah.
Where's your head at? How are you? How's everything going?
Oh, I feel great. I feel great, man. I feel great. Just having a phenomenal training camp. My weight's already down to 220 pounds, so I only have 15 pounds to lose, which is going to be really easy on me. Hired a whole bunch of new people to help me get ready for this fight. A bigger team around me, and just feeling a whole bunch of support and new level of maturity, new level of focus, new level of professionalism, and I feel great, man. I'm ready for this. I'm gonna call it second half of my career.
You know, it's interesting you say that, the second half of your career, because it felt like the first half, it ended in disastrous fashion. When you look back at all of those incidents in 2015, what do you take away from it?
Well, you know, I take a lot of growth away from it. You know, being a young guy, being forced into the limelight, at a young age, and millions of fans and millions of dollars and things like that. I just, I don't think I handled it the best that I could have. I think I matured on the slow side, and so, have things end with that car accident and get my belt stripped away and things like that. I think it's just the way my life has gone, and I've grown so much from it. So I can't even really, have too many regrets. I need to just be grateful for the ups and the downs, and be grateful for the ability to grow and to mature and to, just go through life and get that experience under my belt. So I'm grateful for my past. It's making me the guy I am today, and I'm really, really happy with the person I am today. So
yeah, especially if you grow from it, Jon. It's interesting. We in this country, we celebrate success, but then we kind of want to knock people off the pedestal. And it seems like you got knocked off. You did get knocked off. And you probably lost a lot of fans, right? Those people who were just blindly or just enthusiastically in your corner. And you become a bad guy, right? And we always have these good guys, the light, the dark, the good guy, the bad guy. You become the bad guy in some people's minds. Do you relish that? Do you try to win them back? Or, where do you stand when it comes to the the aura of you?
Yeah, I think, how do I answer that question? I guess what I do is I not worry about it. I don't worry about it too much. I know with time, people will come around. The people that I've lost will come around. All I have to do is continue doing the right thing, continue to develop and make positive life changes, continue giving back and trying to help others, and continue winning. And at the end of the day, everything will take care of itself. I do feel a ton of support. I have a lot of fans that are just with me through thick and thin, and I appreciate those guys so much. For those that I've lost fans, time. Only time could heal wounds, and only through positive actions over time will people see that I've made some legitimate changes, and maybe they'll open up and give me a second shot.
There you go. Talking to Jon Jones with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio. Jon, when we first had you in the studio, and this goes back almost 3 years ago, Tiki knew a little bit more about it because he's buddies with Glazer. I never thought that I would open up my mind to UFC, honestly. And since then, we met Weidman, and then he beat Silva, became the champ, and we've had a lot of your peers on the show, Rousey, and we just had Misha Tate yesterday. And I've become a fan, granted, one who's still learning the sports. I want to ask you this, because Tiki and I weren't sure how you do this as a fighter. Being that you got to be a little rusty, even though you're training your tail off, I'm sure, you haven't been in the ring for real in a while. And, Tiki's a former football player, your brothers, obviously. you can only do so much simulating of tackling. Eventually, you got to put the pads down and try to pop somebody. So how ready are you to really, truly fight? I know mentally you want to win. You want to destroy him. But are you going to be rusty? And is there a window for Cormier to attack you early and maybe put you down?
Oh, interesting question. I definitely am aware of ring reps. I've never really taken this much time off, so I don't know how I'll react to it. I believe that it won't be an issue for me because of the mental approach I take to fighting. I'm a guy who's really big into visualization, meditation, and I spend a lot of time in the mind, and because of that, I have a lot of confidence in the way I will react when the fight starts, and I just believe I'll have my emotions in check. There's a quote that I love. The quote is, "There's nothing wrong with having butterflies as long as you can get them to fly in formation." And because I played this fight over and over, again in my head, I believe my butterflies will be in formation. I'll feel at home. I'll feel like I'm doing what I was put on to do. I believe everything's going to come together for me, and that I'll compete better than I've ever competed in my life.
So this is UFC 197, obviously a heated rivalry with Cormier. It's coming up on April 23rd, and we're with Jon Jones with us here on Tiki and Tierney, which is it's been a while. We certainly appreciate catching up with you, man. What is it about Cormier? I don't like using the word hate, but I think disdain will fit. What is it about this guy that you just can't stand?
Let's see here. I definitely don't hate the guy. We don't like each other because we're both elite in our sport. We're both the top. We're at the highest level you can get when it comes to being a UFC fighter. The number one and number two guy in the world. He's only lost to me. I've never lost to anyone. And so, I know that he's a capable guy to possibly defeat me. He knows that I can defeat him because I've already done it. And there's just a competitiveness there. That's just, that only we can bring out of each other. And it just causes us to go insane and to think about each other a lot and to, everything I do is to make sure, because like I said, I know he has what it takes to beat me. So, literally, this guy consumes my mind all day long. Everything I do has been focused on him. I've been thinking about this guy for over a year. I've been on my suspension. I think about him every day. Every single day I think about him. So it just causes us to have so much energy when we're around each other. And I think the fans can tell that it's real. And that's why this fight's just going to be such a good fight to see two elite, guys that are really, I think we both really set ourselves ahead of the pack. It's just us two up there at the top.
Jon, do you let yourself...
it just calls for good entertainment.
Jon, do you let yourself think about what happens if you lose? You know what I mean? Because it's been a year.
No.
It's been a year.
No, I don't. I don't. No, I no, not really in my. I understand that it's a possibility of happening, and when I think about the thought of losing, the only thing that crossed my mind shortly after is getting back to work. I got to get back to work. I got to improve on this. Maybe I can train 4 times, 5 times a day. Maybe I can, it's just, as soon as I think about the thought of losing, I think to myself, no way, Jon, you work way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible. There's no way in hell they can for me to train the way I did. The age difference between us alone helps me to believe that even if he wanted to give his absolute all, his absolute best physically, his age won't allow him to train the way that I'm capable of training and faster and stronger. He just can't. He can't be training as hard as I am. And, I could sit here and say this, but if you came to Albuquerque and hung out with me for a week, you would I would make you a believer too.
Well, we believe you.
Guys in our sport.
You sound serious, man.
Yeah.
We'll take your word for it. And by the way, when you start talking smack about Liddell on Twitter, throw his handle on there, will you? He wants to be involved in the smack talk, all right?